Hello, hello. Hi, Linda here from ITTT for another weekly live session on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. As always, if you've watched one of my lives before, thanks so much for tuning in again. And if this is your first time watching, hello and welcome. Thanks so much for being here today. And if you are listening to this as a podcast episode, thanks so much for downloading the podcast. Means a lot to us. We always turn our live sessions into podcast episodes, and you can find them on Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, all those podcast places out there. And welcome. Today's topic is teaching English in Europe. So 2 weeks ago, I talked about teaching English in Asia, and I focused on 7 different countries, the most popular countries in Asia. And today we're going to do the same thing, but for Europe. So today I think I'm going to talk about 8 countries in Europe. And basically what the situation is there for TEFL teachers. Those are also the most popular countries in Europe for teaching English as a foreign language. Some information about how to get a job there. What's the demand like? What kind of schools or companies are hiring teachers in those countries? Information about salary, and also some of those countries have government-funded teaching placement programs. So we're also going to take a look at that. And so happy to have you here, guys. If you can see me, if you can hear me, just throw a quick hello into the comment section and let me know that you guys are here and watching. I see that there are some people and a like. Perfect. Thanks so much. But just quickly let me know if you're here and where you're watching from. I'm in South Korea. I'm about an hour and a half south of Seoul. It is 10 a.m. Friday morning. I'm so excited to be here week after week. It's a pleasure to be here for you. So thanks so much. Hey, Juliana. Nice to see you again. Hey. Maricor. Hi there. Jonathan. Hi. Awesome. Thank you, guys. It means a lot. So teaching English in Europe. I guess since you're here, since you're tuning in, you're interested in teaching in Europe potentially, or you're just checking out your options. That's really cool. So thanks for being here again. And we have people Jonathan is from Russia, about 4 hours from Moscow. Cool. I've always wanted to go to Moscow. Dying to go. I want to take the Trans-Siberian train. That's like one of my bucket list trips. So I hope I can go on it sooner rather than later, but who knows. Then we have Olatunji, I hope I'm saying that right, from Nigeria. Hi, thanks for tuning in today. Perfect. Thank you, guys. Okay, great. So, Europe. Let me see. Oh, before we getting into it, I just want to mention this. Where is it? This little QR code in the upper right-hand corner. You can scan that at any time throughout the live. And also if you watch a replay, no problem, scan it. And hold on. Oh, and you can get a 30% off discount any TEFL or TESOL course from ITTT when you scan this QR code. And we also have a discount link in case you are not able to scan the QR code. That's no problem. Let me just paste that link into the comment box. If you've watched before, you know the drill. You can use this link to get a 30% discount off of any TEFL or TESOL course. So if you are not certified yet, this is a great opportunity. It's this link. You just click on it. It leads you straight to the application page, but you can also check out other pages. Of course, it is cookie-based, so even if you return later, the discount should be saved. But in case it's not, just make sure you click on this link. And after you apply, you fill out the application form. You click on apply or submit application or something like that. And then on the next page, you will see the discounted price. If you don't, let me know. Feel free to reach out and I'll help you out. Make sure you get the discount. You don't want to miss that. Alrighty, then we have Tiana here. Hi, good to see you again, Tiana. We also have Erin from the Philippines. Hi, Erin. Awesome. Great. Okay. Also, please don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our other upcoming live sessions. I go live once a week. My colleague Lisa, she goes live once a week. So especially if you are a non-native English speaker who wants to teach English as a foreign language, I highly recommend checking out Lisa's live sessions because she is a non-native English teacher from Russia. And she knows a lot about career development as a non-native English teacher, also native English teacher, it doesn't really matter, just an English teacher. And she has a lot of great info. She also does a lot of online teaching at the moment. And so she has a lot of great live sessions about how to plan your online classes, the best platforms for teaching online, and things like that. So be sure to check that out. And yeah, like and subscribe so you don't miss any of these sessions and you get a notification whenever we go live. So we have Caroline from England. Hi there. Awesome. And we have Marcia from Chile. Hi. Great to have you all. We're very international today. Great. A really good group. I'm super excited. Hi, PC Krishna. Hey there. Perfect. Great. All right. Let me turn this off. And then, yeah, let's jump right in. If you've seen one of my live sessions before, you know that I have prepared a visual presentation or just some visuals to go along with what I'm going to say. As always, feel free to, throw your comments at me at any time throughout this live. There will also be a Q&A section at the end. So there's plenty of opportunities to ask questions. Don't hesitate. Just ask. I want to make this as, informative and fun as possible so that we can all have a good time today. It's probably going to be about 45 minutes to an hour, this session. If you don't have that much time, no problem. You can always come back and rewatch. The videos or live sessions always stay in our playlists on YouTube and also in our playlist on Facebook. There is a playlist, I think it's called Live Sessions or something like that, Live Events. So you can check that out. And yeah, let's get into it. We have Leturg. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Leturg from the Philippines. Thanks for joining. We have a couple of people from the Philippines. That's great. Okay. Then let me make myself a little bit smaller and then we can take a look at the screen here. So teaching English in Europe, that's probably all why you're here to get more info about that. So first, I like to introduce myself. So my name is Linda. I'm a travel writer and content creator under my name, Linda Goes East. You can find me also on social media at Linda Goes East, especially Instagram. I love sharing my pictures there. So if you're interested, I live in South Korea and I, my account is basically travel, teaching in Asia. So if that's something that interests you, please check that out. I am originally from Germany/USA. My mom is from Germany. My dad is American. I've lived in both places. And yeah, I've been in South Korea now since 2015. Before that, I also taught English in China. And then I've been a TEFL and TESOL marketing professional also for, I think, the last couple of years. I think it's also going to be about 6 years soon for ITTT, the International TEFL and TESOL training. You can find us at teflcourse.net and on Instagram at International TEFL Training. And again, we are a leading TEFL and TESOL course provider. We have online courses, in-class courses, combined courses, for all different needs and preferences. There is a course out there for you. And again, if you scan this QR code in the right-hand corner up there, you can get a 30% off discount of any TEFL course. And also, if you click this link in the comment box, you can get your discount. Alrighty. Cool. I already have a question from Caroline. Same here. Taught English in China. Awesome. Whereabouts were you teaching, Linda? So I was in China the first time because actually I studied Mandarin in university. So that's why I wanted to go to China. And the first time in China, I was in Guangzhou near Hong Kong, which is amazing, beautiful, lots of fun. And there I only kind of taught English part-time. I was working for a German startup company at the time in marketing. And then I went back home for a little bit, and then I returned to China, to Changsha in Hunan province. That's the capital of Hunan province. And I also worked in marketing there, and then I switched completely over to teaching English for a private English school there. So yeah, how about you? Where were you in China, Caroline? Yes, Guangzhou is absolutely amazing. It's so cool. And I was there in 2012. So I'm so eager to go back because I think it probably changed so much. I'm so curious to see how it changed because it's been a long time. And I mean, China, like big cities there, they change. Even in a year, they change so much because they just build, right? So I'm so curious. I really want to go back. And I just hope the borders open up again soon so I can go to China. I like to go at least once a year because it's so close to Korea. But anyway, that's about myself. And so today, I need to move this laptop closer. Okay. Teaching English in Europe. Oh, Caroline was in Maoming. Okay, about 4 hours away from where you were. From Changsha? Maoming. Cool, I need to look that up. That's a really pretty name, Maoming. Cool. Things develop so quickly out there. Yeah, it's crazy. And there's like, we talked about this 2 weeks ago when I did my live about teaching English in Asia. Obviously, China is the biggest ESL market in the world. And most people, they usually want to go to China and be in Beijing or Shanghai or maybe Guangzhou, like the biggest cities. But actually, I looked it up. I think it was 117 cities in China that have more than 1 million people. So, there's so many other options for living in China in a big city. It's crazy. Anyway, today we're not going to talk about China. Today we're going to talk about Europe. And so these are the countries that I'm going to focus on in today's live. So we have Portugal, Spain, France, Italy, the Czech Republic, Hungary, Greece, and Turkey. Those are at the moment the most popular and the ones with the highest demand. So those are the ones I'm going to focus on. All right. Sounds good. So I ordered them alphabetically. So we're going to start with what? Czech Republic? Yeah, the Czech Republic. Cool. So Czech Republic. And usually for people who really want to go to Europe, we always kind of recommend the Czech Republic as a first option because it's very easy to get a work, or it's relatively easy or easier compared to other countries in Europe to get a work permit there for non-EU citizens. So that's what makes the Czech Republic so great. And the most common form of employment for foreign teachers in the Czech Republic is through private language schools. So because a lot of countries you can work also in public schools, but in the Czech Republic, it's mostly private schools. And non-EU citizens are definitely recommended to find a job, secure a position from within their own home country, and then apply for a work visa through the school office on arrival. So that's typically how it works for people from non-EU countries. So if you're interested in the Czech Republic, you would job hunt from your own country, because there are some other countries where it's more common to job hunt in person on the ground in a country, and we're going to talk about that in a bit. But for the Czech Republic, you can certainly find jobs from within your home country. And then once you have a job, you go there and then you apply for a work visa through the school on arrival. Typical requirements for the Czech Republic are a TEFL certificate, TEFL or TESOL certificate, and at least a bachelor's degree in any subject. So that means it doesn't have to be a bachelor's degree in teaching or in English or in TESOL or anything like that. It can be any bachelor's degree, any major. So that's really great. Then we have the salary and benefits. So as a teacher in the Czech Republic, you can expect to make between 700 to 1,200 US dollars a month. And many teachers, they supplement their income by taking on private students. You're going to see that this is a theme throughout all of the European countries, because you're going to notice that the salaries aren't the highest, and the cost of living is higher, quite high, especially compared to Asia. I always like to compare everything with Asia because I live here and I have more experience in Asia. But the cost of living is relatively high in Europe. So usually you're not going to be able to save a lot from your salary. It's a little bit tough. And so many teachers like to supplement their income by private tutoring. For the job hunt, as we said, you can definitely apply for jobs from within your own country. You don't have to travel there and job hunt in person. You can, of course, especially if you have an EU passport. You can obviously go and move to the Czech Republic without any problems and then do your job search in person. But yeah, and you're also going to see that this is sort of a theme throughout, that there's always two options, right? So recruiters that help you or online job boards. And so I have listed how many? 4 really good online job boards specifically for the Czech Republic that you can check out. So that is Expats Czech Republic. That's a really good site. You're going to find jobs there, but you're also going to find like some general information about what it's like living in the Czech Republic, sort of like a expat's guide. So you're going to find that there. Then we also have joyjobs.com for the Czech Republic. Also ESL Base. They have a lot of jobs for Czech Republic, but also many other countries in Europe and also around the world. And then we also have the Guardian jobs. So if you are not familiar, the Guardian is a British newspaper, and they also have a very big job section or job board on their website. So the Guardian jobs, you can find jobs throughout Europe as well, and also the Czech Republic. Okay, then we have some questions. Tiana asks, do European countries offer accommodations? So typically, yeah, we are, especially talk about Asia, teaching English in Asia, we're used to seeing all these great benefits, right? Paid airfare, housing, healthcare. What else is there? Like year-end bonuses, all of those things. For Europe, it's typically not the case. So you would have to arrange your own accommodation. Obviously, your employer would probably help you find an apartment, but you would have to pay for it. Most likely. So what a lot of people do, they live in, shared housing with other teachers, or like there's so many, again, Facebook groups or also websites where you can find like shared apartments with other young people, and then they would share an apartment. Like everyone has their own room. That's very, very common in Europe because especially larger cities, it's hard to either find housing or find cheap housing. So yeah, that's typically how it would go. Okay. All right, we have somebody joining. Ayub, hi, good morning. Thanks for joining. I just want to say thanks a lot for this information. You're very welcome. Thanks so much for joining and tuning in today. Okay. All right. Yeah, Tina says, okay, I think I'm going to stick with Asia. Yeah. But don't turn off. Keep watching, please. No, just kidding. Yeah. So that's typically what it's like in Europe. Yeah. Okay. Then, yeah, if there are no questions anymore about the Czech Republic. Oh, and actually, I wanted to share this link with you guys. There is a link. Where is it? Here. How to basically get a work visa in the Czech Republic. There's more information about that. So if you're interested in teaching in the Czech Republic, please check that out. That's this link. So our FAQ section is great anyway. It answers so many questions. So I always recommend checking that out anyway. And then specifically for the Czech Republic, this one about can I get a work visa to teach English in the Czech Republic? And it sort of explains a little bit more how that works. So feel free to check it out. Then we have a question from PC Krishna. Which language do we need to learn when we are planning to go to the Czech Republic? So, it's since you're going as an English teacher, they pretty much all speak English there, especially in Prague and like the big cities. So you can definitely get around with English only. That's no problem. Obviously, and that goes with for all the European countries. If you have language proficiency in their native language, that's always a plus. So yeah. If you really want to go to the Czech Republic, definitely, it would be good to take a course probably in Czech, but it's not a requirement. So, okay. Then let's see which country we have next. France. Cool. I think a lot of people are going to be interested in France. France has always been a super popular option. It is also the most visited country, I think, in the world. It was at least a few years ago. It's super popular, top tourist destination, Paris. So France is always a popular option for teaching English in Europe. However, so the demand is strong for English teachers in the major cities like Paris and, all the other big cities they have. What's great about France is also that they have quite a lot of English summer camp options. Maybe not this year, but definitely they used to have it, and it's very popular at English summer camps. So you can find, short-term English positions in France. It's definitely possible. And it would be great to kind of, set foot into France and check it out if this is something that may be interesting to you long term. So you could do a summer camp first, check it out. If you like France and teaching there, then you could look for, something more long term. And I'm sure doing a summer camp in France would be a huge plus when applying for more long term and permanent jobs later on. Then teaching business English to employees of private companies is also very, very common in France. And also independent employers in France, they do prefer to hire their teachers. They prefer to do their interviewing and hiring on a face-to-face basis. So that's what I was saying now about the Czech Republic, that in the Czech Republic, you can find jobs from within your own country online and applying and interviewing via Skype or whatever. But for France, they do prefer to do their interviews and hiring face-to-face. So that means you would have to go to France and be there on the ground and then do your interview process there. And the best time to do that would be at the end of summer, from late August to early October. That's the main hiring season. So if you want to go to France, you should be on the ground in France from late August to early October. The requirements for teaching English in France are typically a TEFL certificate, and then it's just the more qualifications you have, the better. They do not specifically state you need to have a bachelor's degree, but yeah, it's definitely going to be a plus. Then looking at salary and benefits. So in France, you can make between 1,000 and 2,000 euros a month. And again, many teachers, they supplement their income by taking on private students because, to just have more money because, France, especially if you want to be in Paris, it's going to be very expensive. So you need to be very smart with your money there. For job hunting, again, it's the same. You can either go with a recruiter or you can go with online job boards. And I have listed 3 really good ones for France. The one is TES here, then with Glassdoor, and again, The Guardian jobs. The Guardian has a lot of jobs in France. I think they also list summer camp jobs. So The Guardian jobs is really, really good for France. And what else did I want to say? Oh, the TEFL program. Yes, the TEFL program is a government-funded program that places English teachers into schools in France. It's a really, really great option for people from non-EU countries to come to France. And I actually did a live about the best government-funded programs, teaching programs, teacher placement programs before, and I go in depth there in that live in the TEFL about the TEFL program. So if that interests you, go back to that one. It's called like the best government-funded teaching programs or something like that, and check it out. There's a lot of information about the TEFL program there, but yeah, so you need to, for the TEFL program, I think I remember, you need to have French language skills. So you have to actually write, I think, an essay about why you want to go, and do the TEFL program, why you want to go to France in French, I think. So that's something to keep in mind if you want to go through the TEFL program. So maybe, Caroline, that would be something for you since you're learning French on Duolingo. Maybe you can check out the TEFL program. Sounds like you'd be a great candidate for it. But yeah, if you're interested in TEFL, you just check out tefl.org and you'll find all the requirements and hiring processes there. And you can check out the previous live session as well. We also have more information about teaching English in France, and the TEFL program on our FAQ section. So check it out. I'm just going to share the link again, but not that link. This one. There you go. So it's really simple. It's just teflcourse.net/FAQ. And then you can search for France or search for TEFL or search for whatever. We have, pretty much answers all the questions on there. So if there's something you're wondering and I'm not answering it, please go there. Okay, Fauzan has a question. Hi, Linda. When hired, do they give me a program to teach or should I find one myself? Do you mean the TEFL program? Yeah, so typically they would place you in a school. So I think with most of these programs, how they work is you apply and then they place you in a school around the country. And typically you cannot choose where you want to go. So they would just see, which schools currently need teachers, and then they place you there. So that's typically how it would go. Okay, then we have Omar, who says, how can I join to teach English in France? Like this. Another option is, that's what a lot of people do, and you can do this in France, in Italy, and in Spain, I believe. They have this option where you can apply for a student visa for taking a language course. So if you want to go to France, you would sign up, and they have official ones. You can also Google that. And we also have it on our FAQ section. So they have like official government sponsored French language classes that you can apply for, you pay for, and then you get a student visa. And this student visa also allows you to work a couple of hours a week. So that's what a lot of people do from non-EU countries. They get this visa and then they use that visa that allows them the student visa that allows them to work, to then teach. So they take a French language course and then they teach also. So that's a great way. Okay, Fazan says, no, I'm talking about the lessons to teach. Okay, so that typically depends, on the school. Some schools, they have their own curriculum. They have all their materials and then just give it to you and be like, here. This is what you have to teach. Some others, they are not like that, and they ask you to create the lessons. So it depends. It varies from school to school. I would say that the majority probably have some sort of curriculum or like at least a framework, like a basic idea of this is what you need to teach, but then maybe you would have to come up with your own materials and your own like more detailed lesson. But yeah, it depends from school to school. Okay, Juliana says, I was studying French at Alliance Française Bordeaux Aquitaine. Okay, cool. Oh, in Bordeaux? That's beautiful. How was that? So did you get a student visa then? Was it hard to get? Maybe you could share some insight. That would be really interesting. Because that's what a lot of people do, right? They take French language classes and then they work on the side. All right. Fazan asks, that's kind of hard to plan the lessons. Do TESOL or TEFL courses provide any lesson programs for us? Yes. So that's what, a TEFL or TESOL course is pretty much about. And that's a big, big part of our TEFL and TESOL courses, lesson planning. It's a huge part. And from our ITTT courses, if you take them, you get a lot of materials that you can print out and use in your classroom later on. So lesson planning is a big part of our TEFL training because it is difficult, right? It's especially for people who've never taught before. It can be very hard. And our courses include a lot of materials, a lot of resources that you can adapt and tweak to fit the classes that you're going to teach later on. So don't worry about it. When you take your course, you're not gonna have any problems later on with planning your lessons. Don't worry. Okay. Just gonna give it a few seconds. And then we can maybe move on to the next location. I know I've been scratching my face, but I feel like I have something. It's itchy. Excuse me. Okay. Luciana says, I would like to teach English in Europe, but I think I must improve my English. That's a really good point. So, and that's also something I researched because we do get a lot of, when it comes to teaching English in Europe, a lot of resources always say it's best, obviously, to be from an EU country. And a lot of EU countries or countries in Europe hire people from the UK or Ireland because they have EU passports. So there's no visa process or anything like that. It's super easy. However, nowadays, there's more and more people from other countries, English teachers from non-EU countries who want to come to Europe. And it's also possible. It's getting more and more like, I'm not going to say easier. It has its hurdles, but it's getting more and more, it's common and accepted. So what I've read for a lot of people from non-EU countries who want to come to Europe to teach, what the employers then expect, you have to have at least an English proficiency level of C2, C1 or C2. So that's pretty much the highest level from the European proficiency framework. And I asked Lisa, my colleague, because she knows more about that, because she's a non-native English teacher and she's all about improving her English and English proficiency certifications and stuff like that. So she said, so I asked her, so what are like the top English proficiency certificates to get for C2 level? And she was like, either IELTS or TEFL are the highest levels are near C2. But she was like, for Europe, the gold standard is the Cambridge CPE certificate. And that's also something that she's currently working towards. She wants to take that exam, I think, next year. And so if you really want to go to Europe, it's not, as a non-EU person, teacher, it's not going to be super easy. But if you put in the effort and the work, you can do it for sure. So I recommend, if this is really something you want to do, work towards that Cambridge CPE or any other English, the IELTS or the TEFL, and especially as a non-native English speaker from a non-EU country, that would be something worth exploring. So Cambridge CPE. Let me just share that. Cambridge CPE certificate, I guess, or language proficiency. I think I made a typo. Anyway, Cambridge CPE certificate. Yeah. So for non-native English teachers outside of the EU who want to come to the EU, this would be a huge bonus if you have this certification. English proficiency. We at ITTT do not offer that. We offer TEFL and TESOL courses, so that we would have to look that up from the Cambridge site. But they have test centers all over the world, as far as I'm aware. So, yeah. Okay. Good. Then let's move on to the next country here. We have Greece up next. Greece, also a really, really popular destination in Europe, always has been, and it continues to be a favorite among English teachers as well. But we can definitely say about the demand, due to economic problems in recent times, there has definitely been a reduction in the number of teaching jobs on offer across Greece, sadly. And but there are still jobs available. So especially the national network of language schools known as, what are they called? Frontisteria. Frontisteria, that's a Greek term. So that's what they call their language schools. In Korea, they're called hagwons. I think in Taiwan, they're called bushibans. So in Greece, they're called frontisteria. And they have over 6,000 of these private language schools all over the country. So those are great places to start if you want to work in Greece. Typical requirements for working in Greece are usually a TEFL certificate, and the more qualifications you have, the better. Salary and benefits for Greece are typically between 800 and 1,000 euros a month. And again, many teachers supplement their income by taking on private students. As you can see, this is a theme throughout Europe today. But I will say also, because of the economic situation in Greece, the cost of living there is significantly lower than compared with France or Italy or places in Western Europe. So that might be a good destination. You can probably have a more comfortable lifestyle. In terms of job hunting, so the main hiring season in Greece is September, and there's also a secondary season in January. Again, you can either go with recruitment companies or online job boards. And for Greece, a really, really great online job board would be from the British Council. And this link is so small, but it's the britishcouncil.gr. Let me just share that with you. britishcouncil.gr/en and teach. This would be the link if you're interested in teaching English in Greece from the British Council, and they also have this online job board where they share teaching jobs. So check that out if you're interested in teaching in Greece. Then we also have LinkedIn, who proves to be quite a good source for teaching jobs in Greece and also other European countries. You can always punch that into, LinkedIn job search. Another one, ESL Base, and again, The Guardian Jobs. That's what I would recommend. Okay. Then we have a question. What about Germany? Yeah. There's no Germany today, unfortunately, because, like I said, I'm going to focus on those countries where either the demand is high at the moment or it's relatively easy to get into. And Germany, yes, you can find jobs there, definitely, especially in the bigger cities. And I talked about Germany in a previous live session, but I didn't include it at the moment because it's usually not that popular compared with those 8 that I'm mentioning today. But it's definitely a good option. It might be a little bit more difficult to get into, but not impossible, for sure. Okay. Greece. Okay. Then I just like to always give it a few seconds because there is a delay between, like it's usually a 20-second delay between me talking and then it showing up on YouTube or Facebook. But anyway, let's move on with the next one. Here we have Hungary. Hungary. Also in recent years, it's become very, very popular in terms of English teaching. There's a strong demand for English language proficiency, and also Hungary has a relatively low cost of living compared to other countries in Europe, so it's become a very popular destination. And there's also opportunities at state-run primary and secondary schools, at private language schools, even at universities, and also individual businesses that hire English teachers for their employees. So those are really great options for Hungary. Typical requirements are a TEFL certificate. Again, the more qualifications you have, the better it's going to be, but the typical requirement is just a TEFL. And then salary and benefits are typically between 1,000 and 2,000 euros a month. Again, many teachers do private tutoring to just supplement their income. Job hunt, also very similar. So recruitment companies or online job boards. And what's very or noteworthy about Hungary is that they also have a teacher placement program, which is called the Central European Teaching Program, CETP. And you can find more information about that at cetp.info. And I just have this little red box here because I think this program is just really great and could be a great doorway into Europe for a lot of people, because this program is open to native English speakers from the US, Canada, UK, or any other EU country. There's also no official upper age limit, which is great. For this particular program, you do need to have a bachelor's degree and a minimum of a 40-hour online TEFL course. And what's also great is that you can, partners or friends and families, they can often be placed together. So if, for example, you and your partner, they want to go and do this together, you can apply together and then they place you in the same area, which is really, really cool. So I just wanted to put that out there because I think this particular program like that is very, very rare, especially in Europe, and this would be a really cool opportunity. Plus, I've been to Hungary, Budapest. It's an amazing city. It's so cool. I would love to live there. So I just highly recommend it. And then just some other online job boards where you can find jobs for Hungary is, again, TES, Glassdoor, and also The Guardian jobs. So definitely check it out. And yeah, because I feel like Hungary is kind of like a little bit under the radar, but it has become very popular, I think, especially among like English speaking Europeans in terms of teaching. But you can see they're really trying to push English language education with this Central European Teaching Program. So I think that's a really cool program, and I think we need to highlight it more because it's so unique and really great, especially for a destination in Europe. So, yeah. Moving on. Next up, we have Italy. I know a lot of people have been waiting for Italy because it's one of the most popular places or countries in Europe. A lot of people want to go there. So, yeah. So for Italy, teaching jobs are typically, so in for Italy in particular, teaching jobs in state schools are very popular because they tend to pay well and they also have fewer working hours compared to private schools. But those jobs are sort of hard to get. You need to probably have a little bit of a network. You need to have probably already worked in Italy. You have to have more qualifications, and more often than not, Italian language skills are a huge plus for those kinds of jobs. So a more realistic option for many teachers is working for a private academy, and those, are all over the country. It's huge. And what's also huge in Italy are English summer camps, very similar to France. So you'll find a lot of English summer camp positions as well. Those are like a month long or 2 months, perhaps, something like that. So that's great for people who are just looking for something short term, because most English contracts are for a year, sometimes even 2 years. Some are 9 months, but that's the typical length of a contract, a teaching contract. So summer camps are a really great way to just get a little bit of a taste of teaching in a different country, maybe before you decide to make a full move, for example. Typical requirements for teaching English in Italy are typically a TEFL certificate. And again, the more qualifications you have, the better. Salary ranges between 800 and 1,000 euros a month. Again, many people do take on private students for tutoring. The main hiring seasons for Italy are in September, and there's also a secondary season in January. So you can see this is very similar with other European countries because the schools start around the same time. Again, you can go with recruitment companies and also online job boards. And here's some great options in terms of online job boards where you can find positions for Italy. So we have Arabia, Glassdoor, LinkedIn, ESL Base, and The Guardian jobs. And then one thing I also like to mention for Italy is same with France. What a lot of people are doing, they sign up for an Italian language course in Italy, and then they get a student visa. And this student visa allows you to work a certain amount of hours, and then they start teaching on this student visa. So that's one of the legal ways that you can do it as well if you're not a EU citizen and maybe can't find a long-term position yet. So that's a great way to kind of get started with your Italy journey. I think that's a really great way of doing it like this. You sign up for this language course, you go to Italy, you learn Italian, you also teach on the side, you get some teaching experience in Italy, and you also, obviously earn some money, but more importantly, you build your network. I think a lot of times with teaching abroad, it's all about building your network. So especially the first year of teaching somewhere, the first year you're new in this country, you don't know anything about how things work typically in this country. So I think especially the first year is just an important time to basically just figure out maybe what type of school you want to teach at, private or public or university. And then you can sort of build your network. You can, you're obviously going to meet people. So you're going to meet people, and you can expand your network. You're going to meet other teachers. They have connections to other schools and so and so and so. So the first year of teaching somewhere, it's likely not going to be your dream school, your dream position, but it's a foot in the door. And then from there, you can build towards, your ideal position in the ideal location, basically. That's in my opinion. That's how it typically works, how I see it, from my own experience. Now, I've lived in Korea for 6 years. I know a lot more now in terms of teaching than I knew when I first got here. I have a better idea of how to find specific jobs. And I think that's pretty much the same in any other country. Okay, let me look at some questions. Ava's asking, is there any country in Europe that hires non-native speakers? Yes, and I've talked about that quite a bit. So if you just joined now, you can watch the replay, but basically, yes. It's not impossible to find a job in Europe as a non-native speaker. And I just mentioned the Cambridge CPE certificate that my coworker Lisa, who is a non-native English speaker, recommends for especially teaching in Europe. That's sort of the gold standard of English proficiency certificate to have. It's not a requirement, but it's going to be a huge bonus for employers in Europe. So it's highly recommended. So is IELTS or TEFL. I think especially as a non-native English speaker, you need to have an English proficiency certificate as proof that you're obviously fluent in English and you understand grammar and all of those things. So yeah. Fauzan has a question. She's like, excuse me, I got in here late, no problem. And I want to know, how much is the salary in France? I signed up for the 120-hour course. Oh, nice. Salary in France, let's just jump back. Salary in France between 1,000 and 2,000 euros a month. So it's going to depend on obviously what school you're going to work for, also your personal qualifications, all that. But that's the range typically. Okay, then go back. Let's go back here. And another question from Margaret. Do these countries offer opportunities to teach English online from another country? So do you mean from another country? You want to stay in your own country and then teach English to students in Italy, for example? Is that what you're asking? Or do you want to go to Italy and then teach online there? Obviously, with teaching platforms, your students can be from all over the world. So, and I think my coworker Lisa, she did a live session about the different online teaching platforms that there are at the moment and which ones are really great. So I recommend you check that out. There's so many different platforms, so definitely check that out. There's so many great options. Okay, Farzan asks, if we have a TEFL certificate, why do we need that CPE? Okay, great question. So you do not need to have a TEFL certificate. You do not need to have a CPE. Obviously, the more qualifications, certifications you have, the better, right? And a TEFL and a CPE are two completely different things. A TEFL certificate is a certificate that shows that you know how to teach English, okay? You know how to teach. It's a certification for teachers, right? But the CPE is an English proficiency test. So the CPE shows that you are proficient in English. Just because you have a TEFL certificate might not mean that you're super well, it kind of does, but like those are just two different things. People who have a TEFL certificate don't necessarily need to have a CPE. People who have the CPE, they might want to, have a job in an English-speaking country. They might want to go to university in an English-speaking country. So those are just two different things. But if you combine them, and especially for non-native English teachers who want to teach in Europe, that combination is just really powerful and a bonus, and it's going to help you because it shows that with CPE, you know how to speak English, you're proficient in English, you're at the top. And then also the TEFL certificate shows the employer that you know how to teach the language. Because just because you are proficient in a language doesn't necessarily mean you can teach it, right? So that's why we also recommend native English speakers to get a TEFL certificate. Because just because you're a native speaker in English doesn't mean you can also teach it. I hope I make sense. So yeah. Yeah. Okay, then we have a question from Abd. Hi, how about BA in English Studies? Does it qualify you to teach English in Europe? Yeah, I mean, a bachelor's degree in English, in teaching, and anything like that is a huge plus. But still, a lot of countries just require a TEFL at the same time. Because again, a BA in English Studies is, so bachelor's in English probably doesn't necessarily cover the teaching part of the language. So a TEFL is definitely recommended. Okay, Margaret says, ideally, I'd stay in Canada but teach in Hungary. Okay. I mean, like I said, there's so many online teaching platforms, and the students are from literally all over the world. So you could find a teaching platform that has predominantly people from Hungary on it, perhaps. That would be an option. But yeah. Okay, Brett says, hi, sorry I'm late. Hi, no problem. Nice to have you. Okay. Okay. So let me move on to the next place. Okay. We have 3 more to cover, so let's get through it. But still keep your questions coming, no problem. I'm just going to look at them maybe later. We're just going to talk about Portugal now. So Portugal is, especially in recent years, has become a booming tourist destination, and that's also one of the main reasons why there is a strong demand for English language teachers. However, Portugal's economy is currently quite weak, so teacher salaries are not particularly high there, but you can still find opportunities for teaching in Portugal, especially at state-run schools and also private language institutes. The requirements are typically a TEFL certificate and or a degree, so either or, and native English speakers are preferred in Portugal. So typically people from UK or Ireland. However, they are definitely, like I said earlier, in Europe, it's becoming more liberal in terms of hiring people from non-EU countries. However, especially with Portugal's economic situation, not a lot of schools are going to take on that visa sponsorship because it costs a lot of money. It takes time. So because of the current situation in Portugal, most schools just hire people with the right passport, unfortunately. Then the salary and benefits, it typically ranges between 700 and 1,000 euros a month. And again, many teachers do tutoring on the side to supplement their income. The job hunting process, it's typically done in person. So you would have to be in Portugal. And the main hiring season is between June and July, but there's also a second season in January. So if you want to work in Portugal, you should be on the ground in June, July, and looking for jobs. Again, you can go with recruitment companies, and I'm going to mention some recruiters that we work with at the end of this session, and online job boards. And some really good ones for Portugal are Wall Street English, and that is actually a big English language school chain, and they have a lot of schools in Portugal, but also other European countries, and actually also other countries outside of Europe. So that's a great resource anyway. You can check out Wall Street English. They have schools all over the world. Then also, again, Glassdoor, LinkedIn, ESL Base, and The Guardian Jobs. So those are really good places for Portugal, to look for jobs in Portugal. Okay. I'm just going to move on now and then look at the comments in a little bit. I just want to go through the countries first, and then we can have a chat, okay? All right, next up we have Spain. So the demand for English teachers is strong, particularly in the major cities. Again, Spain is a great place to do summer English camp positions or jobs. So if you're looking for something not that long term, a summer camp would be a great way to gain experience and to also check out if that country, fits, if you can see yourself working long-term in this country. So summer camp can be a great place to start. Spain is also great for teaching business English to employees of private companies, but the majority of teaching jobs are filled locally by interviewing face-to-face. So again, if you want to work in Spain, you need to be in Spain by mid-September and look for jobs, interview in person. The requirements are typically a TEFL certificate, a bachelor's degree, and then we have Spanish language skills that are a plus, not a requirement, but it's a huge plus, and also previous teaching experience is a plus. That goes with all the countries, obviously, typically. Anyway, salary and benefits in Spain are between 700 and 1,800 euros a month. So that's a huge range, right? So it always depends on the kind of school you work for and your qualifications and experience. Again, many teachers supplement their income by taking on private students in Spain as well. The recruitment process, you can, again, either go with a recruiter or online job boards. And great online job boards are TES. Then we have Seek Teachers, ESL Base, and again, the Guardian Jobs. So the Guardian Jobs is great for pretty much all the countries in Europe, as is ESL Base typically. So those are great online platforms to look for or look at. Excuse me. And then we have the Cultural Ambassadors Program for teaching English in Spain. So Spain also has a teaching program, which is really great. The Cultural Ambassadors Program. And I've mentioned that in a previous live session about the government programs before. But if you're interested in that, you can check out this link, which is educacionyfp.gov.es for this government program. Okay. And then we have the last one, Turkey. And Turkey is obviously very unique and interesting because it's sort of on the crossroads between Europe and Asia. So only a small part of the country is actually in Europe, and then the bigger part of the country is in Asia. So that's also why Turkey is such a booming market for foreign English language teachers, because of this unique position. And the demand is very high for English language teachers at the moment, especially in the big cities and like the tourist resort areas, because the people who work at the tourist resorts need to be able to speak English. So those places are really great and obviously really beautiful to live there. I would like to do that. Typical requirements for teaching English in Turkey are a TEFL or TESOL certification, and some schools or employers may also ask for a degree and or previous experience. So again, the more experience, the more qualifications you have, the better, obviously. But the most basic requirement is just a TEFL or TESOL certification. Salary and benefits, you can make between 800 and 1,800 US dollars a month working as an English teacher in Turkey. And again, many teachers take on private students to supplement their income. As for the job hunt, you should start your job search during the summer months. Also, it's kind of both in person and also online. You can find a lot of jobs online and sort of set up the interview before you go. Recruitment companies, again, I'm going to share our partnered recruitment companies with you just after this in a little bit. And then also online job boards. For Turkey, we have jobandwork.asia, Glassdoor, LinkedIn, ESL Base, and then I found a really good one, which is the Health and Education Foundation, SEF, and this is particularly only for Turkey. So that's their own foundation, and they also share a lot of English teaching jobs there. And their website is teachabroadturkey.com. teachabroadturkey.com. Here. So that's a great website. They share a lot of not just jobs, but also information in general about living in Turkey. And so that's a great resource if you're interested in moving to Turkey to teach English. And then jobandwork.asia obviously also has some jobs for other countries in Asia. So if you're interested in teaching English in Asia, check that out. Also ESL base. And also, if you're interested in teaching English in Asia, I did a live session about the exact same topic, but with Asian countries 2 weeks ago. So you can find that in our playlist on YouTube and also on our Facebook page in our playlist there. Alrighty. Then these are our partner ESL recruiters. You can also find them on our website, and you can reach out to them and let them know that Linda from ITTT sent you. That's this website. You can find their links on there. So teflcourse.net/EFL-ESL-jobs. And they're great recruiters, not only for Europe, but also for Asia and all the other parts in the world. We also have a lot of recruiters that focus specifically on China. As you can see here, this one, Perfect English, PE, that's only China. Wanderlust China, they have a really good sort of au pair program if you're interested in that. And I think their shortest program starts at 3 months only. So another great short-term opportunity. Peak Education, I believe, is also China. Also International Recruit. But all the other ones are pretty much international. Also ESL Starter is a good one for Europe and all over the world. So yeah, check them out. Also on our website. And then we are moving on to the Q&A section now. I'm still going to be on for a little bit so I can take some questions. And I just want to mention again the 30% off discount. So you can either scan this QR code or you can get your discount with the discount link that looks like this in the comment section. So look for this one, teflcourse.net/apply, and then you add the coupon ending. If you're listening to this on the podcast, it is in the podcast episode description, the same link. So you can click on that and get your discount as well. All right, so let me take a look at that. Okay. Here we have a question from Abt again. I hope I'm saying this name right. I'm sorry if I'm not. What is the difference between a TEFL certificate that is free and one that is paid apart from accreditation? Okay, well, apart from accreditation, basically when it comes to TEFL courses, and especially, free TEFL courses, you get what you pay for. That's always what I say. That's my answer. So if you pay nothing for it, you basically don't get much in return, to be honest. Free TEFL courses are likely, not going to be accredited. Apart from accreditation, they're not going to offer any kind of probably materials that you can use later on. They're not going to, might not even give you an actual certificate, a printed out one like we do. This is what our certificates look like. And it's really nice paper. It's embossed. It's, it looks like it is a proper certificate. Then all of our certificates also have this verification number. Oh my gosh. Something's oh no. What's happening? Am I back? I'm back. I had some technical difficulties. I don't know what happened. Sorry, guys. All right, I think I'm back. Let me know. Can you hear me? I think I'm back. I hope I'm back. Anyway, so our certificates also have this verification number right here that you can punch into our website, and your employer can verify that this is a real certificate and that you own it, you did it. So that's one of the things. And free certificates typically don't have that. Also, our TEFL courses have free lifetime jobs assistance. Free certificates probably don't have that. Then what else? There's a lot. So basically, yeah, free TEFL certificates, you're probably not going to get a lot in return. So that's just how that is typically. All right. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you are back. Okay, great. I don't know what happened, guys. It was just everything was black for a second. Okay. Fauzan asks, how do I get the certificate once I finish the course? It will be mailed to you. So you'll receive a PDF version of the certificate right away via email. So you can already start applying with that, because nowadays we apply obviously with via email or online applications and stuff like that. So you can attach that. It has your name on it and everything. And then we mail it to you via registered post, and you get it. And you get like this actual physical certificate to anywhere in the world. And that's also included in the price. Okay. That's also probably a free certificate, doesn't have that included in the price either. Okay. Then Brett says, I have a couple of months before I leave for my course overseas. When do I want to start narrowing down which country I'd like to work in? I mean, yeah, I think you're already doing that right now, because you come back every week and watch the live sessions. So you're gathering as much information as you can at the moment, which is great. Then you go to Rome in summer, which I'm still very jealous about. Maybe you like Rome so much that you're not going to want to leave there. But, yeah, I think you're already doing it. You're doing the right thing. You're gathering as much information as you can. You can also you probably have a broad idea of the countries that you like, that you're interested in. So you could check out YouTube channels or blogs and see, what life is like there, and see if that, fits your vibe, and make your decision based on that. But obviously everybody's experience is different as well. But yeah, I think you're doing already really great in preparing and getting ready. So don't worry too much about it. Just enjoy it. Enjoy the journey. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Shauna. I was looking for your question, but then I think everything was black for a second, and I think I lost it. Okay. What countries will hire online in Europe? So, countries don't hire online, right? Platforms hire the teachers, not even typically specific schools, but there are a lot of online platforms that hire teachers. And my colleague Lisa, she did a live session about online platforms not too long ago, so I highly recommend you check that out. I don't have a list in my head right now for, online platforms that focus specifically on Europe, unfortunately. Should have researched that, so that's, yeah. But there are so many platforms that you can choose from, and I think you should probably not focus too much on is it a European platform or whatever? You should focus on what the platform offers you, maybe. So, okay. Not teaching online, but interviews. Oh, got it. Okay. I'm sorry. I got confused for a second. Okay. Gotcha. So which countries do you hire teachers in advance through online interviews? Okay, got it. Yeah, a lot. So we had the Czech Republic that does it. Any of those that have the government-run teaching programs. So France with the TEFL program, Hungary with their program, and also Spain with their teaching program. Those ones definitely in advance. All the other ones, I also would say Italy hires in advance. But all the other ones, it's definitely better in person. So, yeah. But I mean, nowadays, I think they're also transitioning, because they realize, well, not a lot of people are going to come and interview in person because it's a risk, right? You go to the country without having anything lined up. It's a risk. Not a lot of people are going to want to take that risk potentially. So I think they are transitioning to putting everything online. So you can find more and more online. So use the job sites, the platforms that I mentioned earlier, and look and just keep an eye on it because obviously they update that. And we also have a job section on our website. Let me just share that with you as well. Let's see. Need to look it up real quick. Here. Yeah. So that is here. TEFLcourse.net/TEFL-jobs. So those are the jobs that get sent to us from our partners and other resources, other sites. So you can also check that out. Right. Oh, Shauna, that's nice. Shauna says, thank you. I taught in Korea for 7.5 years and did your course 10 years ago. Loved it. Oh, that's so awesome. But I can't afford the in-person risk. Exactly, right? And I think a lot of employers in Europe are realizing that. And so they are definitely moving towards online hiring more and more. So good luck with your job search, Shauna. Okay. Then we had a question from Mimi. Okay. Is it possible to teach in the UK and or Ireland? Yeah, so it is possible. Everything is possible. The countries that I mentioned today are the ones with the highest demand, or they are relatively easy to get into compared to other ones. That doesn't mean that all the other countries in Europe don't hire any teachers at all. It just means it's a little bit more tricky or there aren't as many jobs available. And so I think that's definitely the case for UK and Ireland. You can find a job there. And I actually did my very first live session with Jessica from Go Overseas. And she is American and she had a job lined up in Ireland, I believe. So it's definitely possible, but might be a little bit more tricky to get into that. But you can find jobs for sure. And for that, I definitely recommend, checking out some Facebook groups. I always like mentioning Facebook groups, but they're great. So you can, search like teaching jobs in Ireland or teaching in the UK, things like that. There's tons of groups out there and just network. I think, it's just great advice in general, just network. Reach out, join groups, reach out to people who are doing what you want to do, ask them for advice and, connections, contacts, stuff like that. Okay. Great, guys. So, just going to stay on here one more minute to see if you have another question. Okay, another question. Great. Another question. If I have a C1 English level from TEFL test, for example, and the requirements list includes being a native speaker level, am I eligible then? I think, I can't make that decision. You would have to apply and the company, the employer is going to make that decision. But something that I said in a previous live, and that's just my personal advice for anyone, if you fulfill 70 to 80% of a job offer, apply for it. because some job offers, especially nowadays, just have ridiculous requirements that nobody can actually fulfill. The companies know it too. So there's no perfect candidate. Nobody actually can usually fulfill those ridiculous requirements. So if you like fulfill 70 to 80% of those requirements, apply. Just apply to everything. You never know, it doesn't necessarily all come down to certifications, qualifications, but a lot of it also has to do just with your own personality and how motivated you are and things like that. And then, yeah, just go for it, just go for it. I hope that helps. Okay. Wow. Well, you can also leave questions in the comment section after this live ends if you're watching a replay. Exactly, Caroline. Yes, go for what you want, guys. Yeah, just apply for everything. You never know. You never know. Don't be discouraged by like ridiculous requirements or anything like that. You never know. You never know. So, yeah, just try. Try it. Go for it. Good. Then I think I'm going to sign off here. Again, if you have any questions, check out our FAQ page or leave a comment just in the replay or like down below even after this ends, and we will get back to you. Either me or my team, social media, will get back to you. And yeah, this was so fun. This was a really long one today, but it was really fun. We had a really active crowd. It's so great to have you here today. I hope to see you again next week. If you have any topic suggestions for other live sessions, also leave them in the comments. Let me know. I always look for, I always try to make it fun and interactive. And sometimes I just do like Q&A, live Q&As, and you can just ask whatever. There's no specific topic. I hope you found it helpful. I hope there was something you could take away from today's live session. And also just a disclaimer, ITTT or me, I'm not an official entity, right? Not a government from any of those countries. So take it with a grain of salt. This is information that, we have from our experience over the years and information that I have researched. But obviously, you can always reach out to the official organizations or embassies for more information and maybe, get more clarification on things. But yeah. One more question from Marcia here. Can age be difficulty to apply for a job in Europe? There was a program, you can watch it in a replay. I forget which one it was. There was one of the teaching programs that had no upper age limit. I think it was Hungary. So that would be great for older people. But yeah. Thank you, guys. You are awesome too. Thank you, guys. Thanks so much for coming back here week after week. You guys are amazing. Let me just make myself bigger. Again, thank you. I really appreciate you. I hope to see you again next week. If you have any topic suggestions, like I said, leave them in the comments or reach out to me directly at Linda Goes East on Instagram, for example, and let me know what you want to talk about next. I still have that on my agenda, talking about our different course options. But like I said last time, we are currently kind of restructuring a little bit, reorganizing a little bit. So once that is all finalized, I'm going to do a whole live session about our different course options in which course is right for you, basically. So that's the plan. Still waiting on, finalizing the things. So, but yeah, it will be happening. And thank you guys so much for staying until the end. If you tuned in late, watch the replay from the beginning. There's a lot of info there, different countries we talked about today. We talked about 8 different European countries. So if you're interested in teaching English in Europe, I highly recommend you watch it again from the beginning if you missed some of it. And also watch my colleague Lisa on Tuesday. Yeah. Also, again, And where is that? Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our other live sessions in the future. And have a lovely day ahead. Have a lovely weekend and a lovely week. And I hope to see you again next week. Take care. Thank you so much. You take care as well. And then I am signing out. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye, guys.